This is what the runway is looking like right now, and it is a muddy mess. I don't know if you can tell, but wow, what a crazy week it's been. We've had gnarly weather, as well as obviously all this lockdown and social distancing and all that. And starting with all the weather, we had like crazy winds build up, and then we just got hammered by snow for the last like week. And the other day, Haley looked outside and said, "Trent, the windsock's gone." And I looked out and I'm like, she is right. So either some hooligans came out and stole our windsock, or it fell over, and it looks like it's the latter. Windsock down. It's straight. Look at that. It broke the pipe. So this is just like a 1-inch gas pipe that I had a coupler on. Basically how I did this was I dug a hole, poured some cement, and put this like 4-foot piece of 1-inch gas pipe, and then did a 1-inch straight coupler to the other 10-foot piece. So it ends up sitting up about 12 feet. But man, if that doesn't tell you how windy it was, it's been gnarly. But anyway, we're just going on our little morning dog walk, and I figured now would be a good time for us to update you guys on everything in our world. We are honestly catching this at the perfect time, because in about an hour, this is just gonna be solid mud. Right now, it's still kind of frozen, but this is also why we're not out bush flying right now, because the desert as a whole, at least most of the dirt around here, when it does get saturated like this, it just turns into the stickiest, slimy clay stuff that sticks to your tires. It flings up into your prop. It's just not a good thing to be bush flying on.
I guess everyone's out to play. Coyotes? No, there's coyotes. There's literally coyotes. 10 o'clock.
All right, so we're gonna try to keep these dogs from getting too incredibly muddy.
Yeah.
And Maverick is now 8 weeks out on his ACL surgery, which is awesome because he's now cleared for some off-leash walking after we walk him on the leash first, just to keep him a little calm. But man, so as a little history with Maverick, he partially tore his ACL, what, like a year ago?
Yes.
He was like babying it. We were trying to keep him to where he was safe, but the vet kind of warned us. She said that at some point it's probably gonna go. A while ago, when I first got my little electric dirt bike, the first ride I took that thing on, Maverick came chasing me and just blew it out right behind me. And oh, it's like heartbreaking watching your dog hurt like that. Oh no.
He ended up doing a ACL complete and partially tearing his meniscus and his MCL. So it ended up being a pretty big surgery for him.
So here we are, 8 weeks later, $5,500 poorer. But Maverick's looking good. And you ready, dude? Let's let you
show off your
for
surgery.
The first time. But you gotta be calm, because you can't go like too hard.
Woo!
Good boy. Look at that. He is stoked.
Oh, look at the mud.
Oh God.
Living out in the country with all this mud.
There's upsides and downsides. Downside right now is the mud. Upside is
we're safe from a lot.
With the whole social distancing thing taking effect across the country and the world. It's not hard for us to find distance. Yeah, I guess that's something that it would be improper for me not to at least address. The current situation is making things kind of real across the country and the world. And we are taking it seriously. So Haley's currently out of work. Film industry is completely shut down. So we are unemployed for the time being. So we'll probably be putting out more YouTube content than normal. And I hope you guys bear with us, as I probably can't put out like all flying videos, just because one, flying is expensive. Two, it's a risk that at some point might not always be necessary. And we figure, you know what? If we're all hanging at home, let's hang together. So we'll probably try to diversify a little bit.
Get ourselves out of the house, do something around the property.
Yeah, show you guys a little bit more of the lifestyle we have than just the flying side. And also with this social distancing thing, it is something we take seriously, because something you guys don't know is that Haley has had some medical history that makes her at higher risk, which I'll let you fill them in. Just the brief one. We don't need the whole thing. We will tell you guys this whole story later, but.
I've had 4 open heart surgeries. In 2010, I came out in 3rd-degree heart block, which I'm 100% dependent on my pacemaker. And then I'm currently in remission for staph infection of the heart and sternum.
She has 2 synthetic valves. Makes some really cool noises. Actually, go quiet for a second. That is what I can hear whenever I'm on the phone, and I don't know if you guys have noticed it in other videos, but we don't know where that...
the mechanical aspect of me.
I do, she's got a blow-off valve. The truth is we don't know where that puts her as far as being at risk. The full circle is with her being in permanent cosmetics, which is what she does. She works very close with people working and tattooing on their face, puts her in really close range. So if someone were to be contagious and she worked on them, it's a really high chance she'd get it. It's just not a risk we really want to take.
I just don't want any bronchial, you know,
anything.
Onsets, anything. I mean, I get flu shots every year to avoid getting sick.
You have some seriously muddy paws right now.
That's okay. Such is country life.
Anyway, we will go more into depth on Haley's whole story at some point when we feel it's appropriate. It's something we've been meaning to talk to you guys about, but it's just, I don't know, there's a lot to it.
Oh, I don't know. Keeping some things a mystery is okay.
That's true also. Oh yeah, I know we gave you guys the tour of the house in that other video, and then there was a whole bunch of comments of where's the garage tour, so let's go ahead and give you guys the garage tour.
Love it. I'm gonna wash some of these pawpaws off.
This is like a public service announcement. If you're building a new home, I don't know why this isn't on every single house, but put a hot water hose bib. Like the ability to either wash a car or wash your dogs with what is now on our house, hot and filtered water. That should be done across the board.
Babe, get over here. I didn't spend 2 hours cleaning floors to bring that.
Walk on that and leave some dirty ass paw prints. You don't have to like wash your, oh dude, okay. I don't know if he likes the snow.
Louie, he's being a good boy.
That makes one of them, huh, Jack? All right, this is our garage. What we've got here is our Polaris General. We use it for plowing snow, picking up firewood, and we also have this little like trash can transporter on the back. Fun fact that you guys probably didn't know, I used to be really into Polaris Razors. They're aggressive, pure sport side-by-side. I used to race them back in the day. And when I got into flying, then it was like, got to put that hobby on the back burner. So we ended up selling the Razors. It's just too expensive to have all the hobbies like that. So this was actually Haley's decision that she said, I miss going out on the side-by-side. So we decided the smarter, merge between fun and actually being able to use it for work was the Polaris General. So that's our kind of toy, kind of work vehicle. We have Copper Kid stuff, which is all my work gear, which is mostly on that rack. All of this is gonna end up in my hangar when we eventually build a 50x50 hangar, which is the whole overall goal and dream right now. All of this will get moved into a workshop portion in the back of the hangar. And then the garage will be more pristine just for cars and like house stuff. But we were able to fit both the F-150 and the Volvo here. The first time since we've owned our cars that we actually had room to fit them in the garage, which is awesome. Moving on, we've got some storage over there for just like regular yard tools. Most of them are outside in our little shipping container. This stuff's all still being organized. I've got another cabinet that has a whole bunch of RC stuff, overflow, like, coolant and all that type stuff. Okay, I'm embarrassed to even show you guys in here because it's such a mess. But check this guy out. This is something I am actually kind of stoked on. This guy is a little FPV quad, which is first person view, but look at how small it is. And this is a torn down Hero 6 GoPro that I stripped down to the board. So this whole thing weighs like, I don't know, 100 grams. It's like nothing, but this little guy rips. I'm gonna show you some footage of it right now. Then we got the toolbox. Before we started building the house, my mom and brother bought me the like Ryobi starter set that had all the brushless tools as far as having like a skill saw, sawzall, the drills, all of that. So because I was already invested in the Ryobi ecosystem, we'll call it, as we were building the house and I needed a new tool, I just started picking up more Ryobi stuff. So at this point, I officially think I have the entire Bob the Builder set of Ryobi tools. And the reason I call it that is because a couple of my friends that were working on the house with me that are in the construction world always made fun of me for having the Ryobi stuff. I kept calling it the Bob the Builder stuff because they're all on DeWalt or Milwaukee. But either way, at this point, I'm invested. I have Ryobi everything. I mean, it's not just there. I've got the chainsaws. I've got all the yard tools as well. So yeah, at this point, I'm the Bob the Builder. Moving on from there, we got the garage fridge, which is mostly just drinks and stuff like that. I guess with the current times, we should be kind of stocking that just to have more on hand in case we do actually have to just stay out here nonstop. This is one of my new toys I haven't really shown you guys or talked about yet, but I do intend to show you. It's an electric dirt bike. This is the Segway/Sur-Ron electric dirt bike. Super fun. They're kind of like a mix between like a mountain bike and a pit bike, dirt bike, you know, like a 110 size, which I was planning on getting a 110 to build a little track out here. Electric appealed to me because it's super quiet, not gonna piss off any neighbors. I'm the guy that already has the airplane that's flying from his front yard, so being quiet was advantageous. I'll show you guys a lot more about this thing in future videos and the whole track and all that, if you guys are interested. And then all of this is just storage for mostly copter kids, you know, RC stuff, charging equipment, all of that. Anything to build and repair drones is what you'll find in all this stuff. Now the other thing, because we've had all this extra time to spend at home with Haley and I not working, I've been getting back into some of the RC stuff. Flight Test sent me a couple of their kits. If you guys haven't seen these are awesome. They're foam board, super easy to build. It's literally like hot glue and tape, and they fly great. This one's a slope soaring wing, so basically you use ridge lift, fly on the windward side of a hill, where that wind blows up the hill, it creates lift, and you can fly those things. I used to be really into those. I think we're gonna get back into that. Also, I've got my little foam. This is like a crash test hobby assassin. It's supposed to be indestructible. Turns out it's not. I've broken it up pretty good, but I just rebuilt that the other day. Can't really tell which way the wind's coming from because the wind sucks down. Got it. So here's a question for you guys. Now that I'm spending more time hanging around the house and playing with other hobbies and other interests, would you guys like to see more of that on this channel, or is it like a stick with flying, that's all we care about, Trent? Let me know your guys' thoughts. So I do want to thank you guys for watching my videos. I really appreciate the support. I love hanging out with you guys, and this is a fun way to do that. Also, I really appreciate you guys being tolerant for the brand deals and the sponsorships I've been taking on. Again, Copter Kids has been slow for the last few months since we built the house, so I've been taking on more of those sponsorships for the YouTube thing anyway, but now with both Haley and I not working, I'm probably gonna have to do that more. So thank you guys for being understanding on that front. I really do appreciate it. All right, babe, what's for dinner? You guys probably don't know this, but Haley's like an incredible cook, so I get pumped. This whole social distancing and us being stuck at home is like score for me. What's for dinner?
We're doing chicken sopas, and then I have a mezcal margarita with Malton salt.
Perfect, and if you can't tell, I've got my aperture light in here set up. I'm gonna shoot some B-roll of this. And honestly, did you expect any different? I gotta bring in lights and shoot it right.
Yeah, you gotta make me look good.
This looks insane. I don't even know what these are. They look like tacos or something. Sopas. I've never even had sopas before. But anyway, guys, I hope you didn't mind just a casual day in the life of the Palmers. One other thing I think we should do, we have not done this since Oshkosh's questions and answers. So if you guys want to put your question below in the comments for the Q&A, we will add that into one of our videos coming up. But we're gonna get to dinner. Yes. See you guys in the next one. Peace.